Hello, I'm Dan McDowell, longtime professional broadcaster. Why subscribe to our Patreon podcast? Well, perhaps you support our struggle to get out from under the oppressive thumb of the man. Or, objectively, if you sign up at patreon.com/thedumbzone, you'll get the 2 episodes per week that are available on all podcast platforms, like this one, plus an additional 2 episodes each week that are exclusive to Patreon. So subscribing on Patreon gets you 4 episodes per week. Oh my, what a bargain. Now, on to today's program.
The Dumb Zone.
4th down, either they're going to kick the ball or they're going to punt it. And I think you're going to be impressed with what Morstead does here.
All right, I'm going to keep an eye out. Oh, all the way up in the air.
And that is a fair catch that is made.
All right. I never listen, I'm gonna listen. I wanna listen to the Dumb Zone.
How we feeling today, fellas? The day after the Super Bowl.
Bouncing back, baby. Bouncing back.
Yeah, not really me. The dogs are going nuts.
Hey!
Are you now back on anti-drinking?
Yeah, I called Jake this morning.
Yeah, he was in a bad way.
I was like, while we're drinking, it's really fun, and I'm thinking I should do this more, and wondering why I don't do this. This is great, and yeah.
The key is to just get up really early and just start hammering water. Yeah?
Well, I have been trying that. I'm on
That'll help.
court 3.
What a day, though. That was so much fun. We have good friends. We have good people.
We're referring to our YouTube page.
Hey.
YouTube.com/@thedumbzone. The little @ symbol, actually.
Made that mistake once before.
You're not going to step on that landmine again.
I will not. It was a great time.
It really was. But I do believe... Are we ready to say next year, day off after the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, when you floated it yesterday, I was like, hey, if he's going to put that out there, I'm going to jump on that.
I think
and then
if
as
you
soon as I
weren't doing
responded,
one
you
of
were
your
like,
12 vacations, we would do it.
Okay, in the new era, can we not?
Well, you're like, I got a vacation. I scheduled one for August. I just decided to. I was just sitting around and decided, hey, I'm going to take a few days off. Like, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad that my co-small business owner is like, hey, whatever. I'm like, hey, man, I don't know. I got to check with Jake before I do something. And my wife's like, can we do this week for going to France? I got to check with Jake and Blake. No.
The one thing that I would request in the new era is that we not make each other feel bad about taking a day off.
Oh, oops.
Starting
now. Yeah.
Unless it's under a month heads up. Then I feel like that's free game.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, so my thought is that like if we're
the
doing
August thing is fine. You're saying
if we're doing 4 shows a week, if I miss a day, it's not the end of the world. I'm still giving you 4 shows a week.
Well, no, but you're changing everyone's schedule and you're ruining Business Wednesday because Business Wednesday, as you know, last Wednesday.
We said starting
Business
now.
Wednesday is sacred.
I feel like Business
golf?
Wednesday, though, I was more tired after last Wednesday than I was any of the other days.
That's very fair.
For destroying on recording live to tape.
On February 12th.
It was really fun. So I put a couple of pictures out on social media, and there was one in particular that was reviewed very closely. Zapruder, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
the Kennedy film thing.
You're hungover.
I don't know if you saw it.
Do I have 4 toes?
That's the whole. So yeah, it was. Did you see this? It was a picture of the Soroy shoes.
Yeah.
They were wearing their brand new shoes up in the den. The only
Matching.
shoes that had been worn in here, but they were brand new, never been worn
Austin
before.
Guttery shoes.
Oh yeah, Austin, I guess.
Grandfathered in.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. But yeah, take a look, Blake. There's some real compelling evidence
then I might be a 4-toe.
that Jake only has 4 toes, and you've been hiding this from us.
Yeah.
Are you embarrassed?
Bracket Dan, unblock.
Oh, okay. Let me give it a like, because I just bookmarked it. Like if somebody is bookmarking,
Whoa.
do you see the one with the arrow?
Yeah.
I just liked it. If you want to look at the like,
I don't know. Optical illusion? I'm not exactly sure. Do you want to count them?
Well, that's the other foot. And you're doing the sock thing again. You got 2 rights on today. What's your deal?
This one is a left.
But it's on your right foot.
Who cares?
They're
Wait.
made to fit your feet.
who?
Right
Where?
is right and left is left.
Who has right-left socks?
Jake does, but he's wearing them on the wrong feet.
How do you have right-left socks? What does that mean?
That's
That's
a new
what they
thing.
do on all of them now. Like,
Like this is R for right.
Not mine.
L
Not
for
mine
left.
are just like
You're an old man socks.
nah, he's
But-
catching a stray.
But when you wear the socks, like it'll mold your toes.
I don't care.
You should.
So you're paying extra money for socks for that.
No,
It's
I buy
just new
socks, and then they
By the way,
just-
today's my my underwear and sock trip that I've been telling you guys about for a month.
You're totally revamping.
Yeah, on the way
You have
home.
to do that
Yeah.
all at once. It's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna go full.
Makes you
revamp
feel like a
today.
new man.
And then maybe I'll put the right ones on, Blake.
I mean, that's just why they're made.
Well, the
fit-
the
That would be
point is-
hard in doing the laundry.
That's
and
what I'm
assembling.
saying.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to grab 2 socks. They're both white. Here,
But it
let's put
didn't
those together.
eliminate one of my toes.
You just grab an R and an L, and you put them together. It's not that hard. Can you tell I've had this conversation before?
At home. Yeah.
I have 10 toes.
I think
Okay.
we may need to prove that at some point. Yeah, this is definitely. You only get 4 toes in this picture.
It's incredible. It's,
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Glad you guys like it. Super Bowl Sunday.
yeah, it was cool. The Soroy twins were great, as you knew going in.
Oh my gosh.
That's kind of like, okay, betting Mahomes MVP. Is that really?
Yeah. Roll the ball out.
You can't win a lot of money if you bet that the Soroy twins were going to
Speaking
steal
of
the show.
money,
Hey.
the 2 of us are
Yep.
up big today.
For what?
Chiefs money line.
When Mahomes threw the interception trailing 10-3, we checked the Chiefs' money line, and it got up to plus 240.
And we both jumped.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything come to my Venmo though.
That's because you weren't involved in this.
Yeah, but you made a bet with him later on in the night.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Looking forward to that, honey.
Damn.
That'll cut into your winnings. Also, I think Cash needs to send me. Didn't I have one with Cash? We have audio
Dude,
and
there
video
was-
evidence of all
There's
this.
a lot
Money
going on.
flying all over the place. I don't know how you keep track.
Well, I make
These-
very few bets.
These guys were betting on the coin toss, and then it got confused as to not just the coin toss, who gets the ball first. So now they're betting on deferment.
Like, once you got liquored up enough, I didn't. Well, I was also liquored up, so I can't say I took advantage of you, but you were like, they score in the next 4 plays, guarantee, I bet. And I'm like, 4 plays? Okay.
It's the Chiefs.
And I believe they were on their own 40 or 30.
Yeah, no, it was the beginning of the possession.
And I
No,
tried to
yeah,
double
no.
or nothing him. Or then I gave him 3-1 odds on the
they're
next few
probably
plays.
not the most explosive offense that's ever existed, so that probably would be impossible.
And he was all in on that until they got in the red zone, and that's when he said, no deal. We need to go back and review that at some point.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, I believe Thursday we're going to review a lot of the stuff that went on
Oh, good.
because it's going to take a little while to sift through all of that. It was a long broadcast.
It was.
So, how did your wife review the downstairs party? And be honest.
I didn't get much of a review other than had a good time.
Okay.
She loves your wife, dude.
Hmm.
So, I mean, but how could you not?
What do you mean?
Your wife is just super sweet.
Yeah, that's her public persona.
Yeah. Thought it was a little bit odd that she made a pregame change to a Mahomes jersey.
Her buddy is a big Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
One of her good friends.
I gathered that.
So she brought her a wardrobe change.
Yeah. But, I mean, she had printed out, like, cocktail cards
Like describing what this drink is.
Yeah. And my wife falls for that stuff, so.
And she got all that from the Tito's website. So we should let's give a little more thank you to Eatsy's Market and Bakery. That was awesome.
It was.
Man. Adam Romo knows how to set us up. And you know what? Valentine's Day just around the corner. Why don't you get a little Valentine's order in now at Eatsy's Market and Bakery.
Don't think I haven't already.
Eatsy's.com. Grapevine Ford or Prosper Ford, which are kind of the same thing in our minds.
Let me tell you something.
We realized they're different.
And I said this yesterday. Did I get a great deal? I did. Did I get that great deal because I'm a friend of Chaz? No.
No.
I got a great deal because I went to Grapevine Ford.
He didn't know who you were. He didn't even care about you.
Nope.
He might even not like you. You might be an enemy of his.
Yeah.
You still got a great
Still got a great deal.
Tito's, just, I mean, they seem to surround, it's kind of like the, let me give you a cool Peanuts cartoon reference, the cloud that surrounds
great.
Pigpen when he's walking around.
Soroy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the Soroy walks up here, it's like, oh, wow, Tito's, he's got an aura of Tito's, and Tito's handmade vodka.
Not by a machine.
Our good friend Tony Cooper at All Pro Foundation Repair. My buddy at A1 Locksmith. We plugged them a little bit. Alamo Drafthouse Cinema, where we hope to be hosting movies again pretty soon. And then also surrounding the Soroy, he kind of tailed them in, Frankel and Frankel, attorneys at law. So
nice.
A good time was had. We encourage you to go to our YouTube page if you would like to, relive it. I did see, like last night, I think after the game it was 3-point-something thousand views, but then this morning it's like another 3,000 of what, like the rewatch apparently is a thing because that's happened with Cowboy games.
Sure.
So it's like a lot of people won't sit there and watch it with you, but they want to go see the shenanigans afterwards. And there's somewhat entertaining shenanigans. So I'm not going to raise the bar too high for you.
Yeah, I realize
it's okay.
I probably
funny if you have.
My bad. Just checking on the YouTube page.
Okay.
I probably
How we
shouldn't
looking?
say this.
Pretty good.
Thanks, man.
Given that I just went on a trip with the
I put a new
bros
thumbname on there this
last
morning.
week,
Don't know if
but
you noticed it.
I don't do
Really?
too much anymore.
What do you mean?
Like friend-wise. So that was like the highlight of my year. It was a lot of fun.
Didn't he just get back from skiing with friends?
I literally just said that, Blake.
And he also scheduled some kind of an August trip to
Yeah.
do with his friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Although,
This is-
did float this last night and talked about another off-air thing. We were talking about new bits we can do, and like maybe we just all go on a vacation together and do shows that week. And that August thing might work into that.
Coeur d'Alene? I told you, he's the problem. He doesn't want to do anything.
Where are we going?
Just a rented house with a bunch of bros. Like, let's go have some
Let's go
fun.
have fun.
Who's going to be there?
Oh, my God.
You and me and,
And
Jake.
me.
That's it. That's all we need at least, and then we'll just add. You can invite someone.
That's it?
Yeah, invite your little buddy. Your
I'll
little
tell you who's not going to be
gay
there.
gaming buddy or something.
Any of our wives.
You don't know any of my gaming buddies.
Now, this
No, I don't wanna
would
bring
be
them.
the time where I would bring up the fact that Dan is leaving for a week to go to Europe.
More than a week.
More than a week, huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
But today starts the line of not giving each other crap about going on vacation.
Well, I tried getting you guys to go, but of course, one of us really resisted that. Because how fun would that be?
It would be great.
Recording every day from after a trip to Amsterdam.
Yeah? Get the hooker on.
Yeah, that long plane ride will be awesome.
Or the Eiffel Tower.
Spending all the money
Let's record
on
on the
lodging.
plane. Let's do a 2-hour podcast
Really
on the
great.
plane.
Having all the French be
Spending
such
money
assholes to you.
out of the company thing.
Can't wait.
Get a sponsor to send us there. We can do that now. Like, think creatively, Blake.
This guy just
Not
wants
everything doesn't happen
Look,
in Wiley.
TCU, Iowa State.
You're allowed to leave Dallas County.
Yeah, rough one for the Frogs.
Yeah, this is a guy who's like, oh, I need 4 days off for the Big 12 basketball tournament. And he's like, no, I don't want to go to
No, France.
France.
Yeah, Paris is dirty, I've heard.
Oh, my God.
Where is the Big 12 basketball tournament?
Kansas City.
Well, that'll be fun.
The gem of America.
Yeah, y'all have fun.
Oh, my God, dude. Anyways, we're living during the era of the greatest football player of all time. That's pretty cool, huh?
Hard to argue.
Hard to argue.
Hey, what's up with this Rex Ryan stuff?
I don't know. Like, what? He's like saying that he interviewed for the job and that Mike Zimmer doesn't actually have the job.
Yeah.
The Cowboys haven't put out a statement.
Yeah, so where did we hear that Mike Zimmer got the job? Just Schefter?
There were a couple of others.
And we're like, if Schefter says it's happening?
Yeah, I mean, he's got the agent connect, right?
I'd love a little Rex Ryan. Wouldn't that be fun?
No.
No?
dude.
No.
Why? Rob Ryan was fun.
Man.
Long hair, he's all fat.
You know,
Rex Ryan, foot.
I've told you guys many, many times about this trip. I think it was 2014, the trip I took to FedEx Field, where RG3 patted Romo on his head. That was the Rex Ryan year. Or Rob Ryan, excuse me. And, like, watching Rob Ryan hold court, like, dude, he didn't care they lost. Like, he's just in the locker room, like, I don't know, whatever. Dez is crying over in the corner. The locker room sucked. Beasley's
Like you were
injured.
getting taped that day?
Yeah. It was
Man, that's
the
cool.
wildest scene I've ever seen in my life. Like, Rob Ryan, you know, again, he's just flipping his hair back and forth, like, did not care at all that they lost. He knew he was getting fired. They're carrying Dez to the shower crying. Beasley's over here having a meltdown.
That sounds awesome.
And it was the Romo RG3. It was surreal, dude. That was like the day that, you know what, I called my dad when I got back the next day. Because my dad has, like, this opinion that pro athletes don't care. You hear that from your elders a lot, right?
Sure.
They're just in it for the money.
Because back in my day,
They cared.
yeah, they didn't make as much.
Yeah. And I called my dad the next day, and I was like, dude, I think they care. Like, everybody was freaking out, except for Rob Ryan.
Certain guys, I'm sure, are different. If you get a contract that sets you up for the rest of your life, then it's only natural,
Romo
I guess. But
44-6.
But if everybody is getting those contracts, then now you're in the
Level playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't understand the Rex Ryan, Adam Schefter, Mike Zimmer thing at all. Mike Zimmer's a defensive coordinator of the Cowboys.
It's kind of delicious, though. Just
It is
the
kinda
Cowboys.
delicious.
I'm sure Jerry kind of sees it and is like, "Wait, they're still talking about us every day. Okay, why put out a statement?
Yeah.
Just drag this on longer." That's somehow the Cowboys can actually be in the news the day after the Super Bowl
By hiring or not
when they
hiring
haven't played
Yeah.
for a month. I'm sorry, you guys were actually trying to slide into Super Bowl talk, weren't you? I gave you a little Cowboy detour.
No, it's all good. I just think, he didn't play his best game, but it's cool, man. It's cool to watch, knowing that you're watching, like, the greatest football player of all time.
Yeah, down 3 in overtime. He has the ball. He needs a touchdown drive. You just kind of knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I
Easy
think
money.
That's your point about Dak. If Dak is in
Don't
that
know about
situation, you're pretty sure you're going to lose.
Yeah. Maybe we can set ourselves up for a 58-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Is kind of my Dak thought.
And, like, the evolution of Mahomes, where he is to where it's almost like he's, like LeBron will do in basketball or Jordan used to do, like, Steph at a certain point had to realize why, we should save something. And you might not look as great as you are capable of being, but, save energy, save whatever for the time when it really matters.
The moment.
Mahomes can do that maybe even in a game, like, but then certainly throughout a season. And that's a really neat trick if you just have Mahomes. And, like, even after trading Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is that, these seasons have taken on a number of different narratives. And this one is, what, they were 7-5? Is the magic gone? They didn't do anything, to replace Tyreek. Is Kelsey over the hill? They lost Bieniemy, and it just doesn't matter. They just figure it out. Like, they can win 13 games in a regular season, or they can win 10. Either way, 4 out of the last 5 years are in the Super Bowl, and they win 3 out of the last 5.
Has he ever had a year when he's starting that they didn't get to the conference championship?
No, because the 1 year that they lost was the Burrow year.
And Brady, his first year.
Well, I'm saying conference championship-wise. So,
that the Burrow loss was before the conference championship? I thought it was in it.
yeah, he's never.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying he lost to Brady and the Patriots the first year?
In the conference championship, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then he lost to Brady in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's 6 years. And it's funny, too. I heard the Musers talking about this, and you really do kind of have to think about Andy Reid as maybe the greatest coach of all time. He's at least up there with number 2, number 3.
Well, yeah, I guess he did do pretty well with 2 franchises.
And that's a tough trick to pull off. And in some ways, that almost makes it more impressive to me than what Belichick did, because he's been through countless quarterbacks. I say countless, compared to Belichick and Brady. And he just figures it out. And dude, do you remember when he was in Philadelphia, how much we just laughed at Andy Reid clock management stuff?
Yeah.
Only
Well,
made-
I was kind of doing that yesterday at the very end of the game, except then I would come to find out that I don't know the overtime rules.
They changed.
The Super Bowl overtime
Well, it turns
rules.
out neither do the players. Do you see that?
Or the 49ers coaching staff.
Yeah.
Why?
They were unaware of just the rules. They thought, going in, if we win the toss, we want the football because that's what we do in the regular season. Not knowing that both teams get a possession and is probably a little wiser to
No matter
take the
what.
ball second.
They certainly knew that.
Well, some of the players said they didn't.
Yeah. I knew.
Okay, well, that's great. I would think they have to know that. I'm talking about when the clock is winding down, there's 6 seconds, and Kansas City's not calling a timeout in overtime.
Yeah.
Apparently, they get 1 full possession.
Yeah. No matter what.
And I didn't realize that. That's odd. That's an odd way to state that. But so if you just grind it, if the clock stopped, they would just change ends of the field as if it's the next quarter?
Yeah, which I would ask then why even play with the clock? If this is possession-based, just make it college.
That's a great point. Why is there a clock?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the point of that?
It's.
I
there is no
didn't
point.
realize it was 1 possession. But now your point on that's certainly something to discuss on if you get to overtime. So you have 2 mindset. One could be my defense was just on the field and they're exhausted. Let's give them a break. But I think the one you would have to say is I want to know what I have to do.
It's very similar to the going for 2 down 8 thing, right?
Well,
Just figure out what you have to do. It didn't end up mattering because they kicked a field goal, but you should absolutely not take the ball in playoff overtime now.
no. Because the team that plays first is playing with 3 downs. Because if you get to 4th, you may want to punt.
Exactly.
But if you're trailing, you're never punting. You're always going for it on 4th down. You're playing with an extra down.
Right, and
every
that
time.
We've always talked about how that changes your just play calling
Changes
throughout.
2nd and 3rd down. Or changes 1st down, really, but yeah.
Yeah, it's 3rd down and 8. Well, I'm good. I'm good getting 4.
Yeah.
I'm good just making sure, let's. Yeah, whereas if you had the ball first and it's 3rd and 8 you're on your own 25, or I guess 27 or something, you would definitely be trying for the sticks. That's a whole different. It's a lot bigger of a deal than you would think it is.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, and there were multiple 49er players that said, we didn't actually know.
Kyle Shanahan said, we just wanted the ball 3rd. if both teams matched and scored, we want to be the ones that had the chance to win on the third possession.
That's, I mean, for a brilliant as a dude as he is, that's bad logic.
Well, I can kind of see it.
No,
you
dude.
both trade field goals, and then now it's sudden death, and you get the ball first.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to kick a field goal on the first drive?
Well, yeah, I mean that's
what they ended up doing.
right. But then, I mean, you're just. But if Kansas City kicks a field goal,
Well,
which, yeah, they did, and then a lot of times they don't. I guess I don't know. I can see it, but you're right. It's not the best line of thinking.
you know what would be interesting is to go back and watch in 2017, I remember this game. It was Mahomes' rookie year. They played him against the Broncos in a meaningless game. And I was all hyped up just because I've been forced to watch a lot of Texas Tech football. Dude, he destroyed them. And I was like, okay, well, it's week 17 or whatever it was at the time.
His rookie year, you're saying?
Yeah, Alex Smith was still there.
Okay.
And
they were the 1 seed.
yeah. And I remember like watching him in the NFL and being like, holy S, he's going to be able to do this in the NFL. Like all the crazy stuff he would do in Lubbock.
Yeah, there was no guarantee of that. No one
No, because it was very
clamoring for him
unconventional.
to start.
No. But I mean, they did trade
And now
up.
it's kind of crazy that they didn't
Yeah.
start him. Like they had Mahomes for a year and didn't use him.
Yeah, but I mean, in a sense, that probably helped him out a lot because
Yeah.
I remember like reading reports out of camp where people were like, "Dude, he's got a howitzer. Like he's throwing the ball 70 yards in practice." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been watching this guy drag this trash team up and down the field for 6 wins a year for the last 3 seasons."
And I don't know the validity to this, but maybe you can attest. But the Chiefs drafted Mahomes kind of basically on what they saw on Tech practice films.
Yes, they were. Yes,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Just some of the stuff he was able to pull off in practice when he's just goofing around.
yeah, that was a big part of it, and I think I can tell this story, even though like I probably have some of the details wrong. The Saints definitely wanted to draft Mahomes. And I believe it was the case that like Drew Brees showed up at the draft room and they hadn't told him about it and they kind of like panicked.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this.
Yeah. I don't know if my brother was there, but he was involved.
Because you're worried about
yeah, and
the mindset of your like Aaron Rodgers drafting Jordan Love.
It's a little bit different when it's Alex Smith.
But that's why they didn't tell Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, I forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we having Bobby Stroop?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Is that like an early thing? We got to do that now?
I think we told him 1.
Oh, okay. We got a few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep talking for a few minutes then.
Okay.
Just because, and, you know,
I got caught up in
did.
Super Bowl.
Huh?
I got caught up in Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, no. I just remembered it right now,
Yeah.
and I thought you said they got to go early or something. But, yeah, he was.
Maybe they'll answer, maybe they won't. I think they were both up until about 6 a.m.
Okay.
We could try.
Okay. Well, we could do it during a break or something. But just, you know, I did bet Purdy MVP and then was doing Purdy stuff because it was a value play.
Sure.
But, I mean, watching them, look, Purdy's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean, now that the season's over and I don't have to, like, do a bit about your bet.
Yeah, and I'm not doing a bit either here.
He's legit.
He's good, but
Purdy?
Yeah.
But when you put him, I mean, you watch him and Patrick Mahomes.
It's a different.
There's no real comparison at all. Like, it's almost LeBron or Jordan or somebody MVP. Like, they're always the MVP. But but look what Steve Nash's stats and all
Yeah.
that. Like, or, you know, you almost have to. Well, Barkley's been so good for so long, and it's kind of boring. Obviously, if you took Jordan away, he's. But Mahomes is so much always the MVP, and I know his numbers do not look Mahomes-like at the end of this season as far as ranks among other quarterbacks, but my God, that's the only thing. Like, just having that in your bag. Like, Brock Purdy, I do think he's smart. He can read things, but he's not particularly elusive. He feels the pocket very well, I think.
Yes.
He obviously makes quick decisions and can process things, and so he's got something for sure. But I don't know if he's a top 5 MVP kind of a guy, like if you lost Brock Purdy. And I suppose evidence is that, what Shanahan was able to do without Brock Purdy too. Because every throw does have a little bit of an arc. He's like, he does not have that rocket arm.
No.
But if give him time to throw, and I mean, Mahomes needs time. They all need time, but I don't know. It's just Mahomes is just so.
Well, I think the
maybe
biggest
part
thing
of Purdy too is just the way he looks. He does not look imposing at all.
No, unless he's trying to kill the president. Does not look imposing at all. I mean, the thing about Mahomes is just his ability to make the off-schedule play. Like when everything is just going to absolute hell around him, you still have a shot. And Purdy has a little bit of that to him. But
yeah, just
but nothing like. I mean, there's nothing like Mahomes. There's just nothing outside of Lamar, maybe.
the situation I went back to a lot last night.
Excuse me.
Was their possession in overtime when Valdez-Scantling catches the ball, had a 5-yard gain, and then runs backwards 8.
Yeah.
And so then they're in
all-time boneheaded move.
They're in 2nd and 14.
Yeah.
And the look on Mahomes' face is like, "Are you serious, bro?" Okay. And then they pick up the first down in 2 plays. However, in the post game, I feel like that's a play where McCarthy says, we just got off rhythm, faced a 2nd and long, and we just couldn't overcome it. How often did we hear that? It was, we just got off rhythm, or this or that or the other. And Mahomes is just able to take whatever situation in front of him and just deal with it and overcome it.
I feel like a couple years ago when they did have Tyreek, weren't we discussing if every set of downs for the Chiefs was 15 yards, would they still be in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, and that's also when we were talking about the proposed onside kick rule.
What is it, 20?
I think it was 20. Yeah, where you could just from your own whatever it was, 35 or 30, you get 1 down for 20 yards every time you score. And I think they were the ones that proposed it. And every other team was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, again, dude, we've seen it a million times. My dryer sings the same song, by the way.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's comforting.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, no, and the other thing about last night, too, is and he's done this in the playoffs a few times, and I feel like Bobby talked to us about this last week. It feels like he runs more in the playoffs. He's not fast. He's not particularly elusive, but he just knows how to read when things are opening up, and he's like, all right, right now.
Well, and the other thing that
leads the team in rushing in the Super Bowl.
Well, the other thing that's come out is he is able to run at top speed at an angle.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a Bobby thing.
Definitely.
He's just weaving at full speed instead of cutting and running straight.
He runs like a fish. It's like, how do we catch this guy?
Right.
We're going to try the phone.
I think so. I think that would be best.
Okay, let's do this.
It's time for a Dumb Zone Interstitial. Gotta keep them separated.
All right, through magic, we just checked, and the Stroops cannot join us at this very moment, so maybe we'll get them tomorrow. But apparently they've got their Taylor Swift. Did Taylor Swift hop right back on a flight? Or she stayed partying?
The reports I heard were that she was there overnight.
Okay, very, very fun part of the stream was the gambling on Taylor Swift prop bets.
Yeah.
Or at least what Cash Soroy had was just screaming for her to cuss or to take a drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
The cussing one was funny.
With Ice Spice.
And we never did see that.
The very confusing Ice Spice.
No engagement.
No on-field engagement. No Boise State.
Yeah.
Ian Johnson?
What's
his name?
I think you're right. That's a great pull.
What is the Joe Biden? I saw Joe Biden tweeted out something. Are you familiar with? Is there some Joe Biden conspiracy?
You're breaking news to me, sir.
Well, I did see the picture with him with like laser eyes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't know the.
I always thought that was like a stock market thing. No?
He says, just like we drew it up, and it's from @Joe Biden.
Is he pretending to be a Chiefs fan?
Or is there a conspiracy that was the script that
Yeah. I think that you're onto the right thing.
we would get Taylor Swift would hook up, blah blah blah. She's going to endorse Biden, and that's
They win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
The Pfizer guy, yeah.
Right.
Okay, well,
Just some fun Biden bits.
certainly the Biden camp, right? There's no way that Joe
No,
Biden.
I don't think
we were wondering if he was even awake at the end of that game.
I wonder if he's alive.
There's no way he was awake.
He's an old guy.
He's an old guy. He's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Did he drink during the game?
He might have had one domestic light. Maybe.
Maybe a gummy.
Probably not a gummy.
No, you think he's anti-gummy?
Hey, man.
Hey man, what we got there?
Getting no high over there, man.
20 milligrams?
20.
Seems too much. Why don't you cut
Yes,
that in
I
half?
did. What,
You're going to get paranoid, man.
What'd you think about the overtime controversial play? The fumble, not a fumble.
Yeah. Is that the one that brought us shades of Dez?
Yes. Want to hear a
Yeah.
little audio with that?
Sure.
I got. So this is where we actually need. So it's Kyle Juszczyk
Yeah.
diving for the first down marker. Got there. But caught the ball, turned, dove for the first down marker, and as his hand hit the ground, the ball comes loose. And that feels very, very Dez. So they actually throw it to their rules guy.
Oh, he didn't take it to the ground, Gene.
Yeah, Jim, what I'm looking at is he's going to the ground as he possesses. Now what you've got to look at is he takes 2 steps. Is the reaching for the first down considered the football move? If it is, then it's not incomplete. That's how they ruled that. And let's realize that the reviews are upstairs.
They're not even going to stop play and look at it again.
So it was 2 steps, and then he's saying reaching. He has now done a football move, which I feel like Dez certainly was reaching.
Yeah.
But they also, so then another play runs, and then they go back, and they keep talking about that.
That was all Brock Purdy getting that ball. And then Juszczyk finishing it off. But Gino, you know this. Once he created the football move with the 2, then it's okay.
Exactly,
I felt like
Tom.
he had the possession. He was doing it.
And that's the
It was
way that
similar
rules got expanded
to
over the years now.
The
That's
Des
exactly
Bryant
right.
play was semi-similar to this one. He had it even longer. Those are both catches. The Des in that one.
I realize it's probably foolish for us to point this out as guys who talk over each other a lot. That booth and that crew, Romo's just talking.
Well, it's just Romo.
Yeah, but even on that clip right there, like Gene is talking, and Romo starts talking, and then Gene starts. There's just no cohesiveness at all, which we'll hear later in the final call of the Super Bowl.
As I'm trying not to do it.
I know, right? Yeah.
But if Romo is watching a replay, and so Gene's talking, Romo's not listening. He's going 1, 2, like he's counting the steps and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's interesting because Sterator, who I think is not good.
Are any of them?
I don't know. I've always enjoyed Pereira, but I don't know why.
Yeah, because he's a creep.
Because he's a creep.
That's why Dan enjoys him?
Yeah.
Why is he a creep?
There was that video of him looking off camera, like all
And he's
weird,
doing
and he's like licking his lips and stuff.
Okay, so a meme makes you define him by one little 5-second.
Define Tom Brenneman.
Well, I would actually say
that's not a meme. That's a.
I would actually say what's worse is that a meme defined him to Blake, and then he assigned him to you as a guy you would like because he licks his lips.
Because I love guys who are
makes sense for Dan,
who are being creepy. But no, he kind of said they've expanded the rule throughout the years. So I suppose maybe they have actually talked about the Dez catch, saying, "Okay, wait,
sure,"
and redefined it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I didn't think it was a guaranteed catch for sure.
I did not either.
Well, and you were screaming, rooting for the Chiefs too.
That's true. It was also overtime. I was on about drink 4.
Yeah, I had more than I, probably should have.
You did well. I was impressed.
I feel like I can hold it well.
Do you think that San Francisco should have gone for it on fourth down?
So what was it? 4th and 4?
4th and 4 from the 20. No, from the 9.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Okay,
27-yard field goal.
Let's play that out. If you don't get it, now Mahomes needs a field goal to win the Super Bowl.
I know.
You're at the 9.
Defense has played pretty well. Butker's obviously like a elite kicker, so that factors into it as well. He probably really only needs about 50 yards.
Yeah, I don't do that because I think if you say to your defense you have to hold Pat Mahomes to a field goal, and now you're playing, that's the Shanahan, I want the third possession thing.
Yeah.
That feels kind of doable. But then you also never know if they're on that side of the field. Boy, that would be really interesting to see if they would do a 4th and 4 knowing that this field goal ties it.
I would bet that if the Chiefs were in that situation, they would have gone for it.
Well,
and I think
now
that's
your
the
mind,
difference between Mahomes and Purdy.
I was going to say, your mind is, okay, can I stop Brock Purdy from leading a field goal drive? I think so. But then you also have to say, can I stop Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey?
That's what I'm saying,
Devo,
man. I feel like if you've got C-Mac, you got to be able to draw something up to pick up 4 yards inside the 10. I would think.
Well, and therein lies if you weren't the first possession, you would have probably been thinking 4 downs the whole way. What if you were down 3, though? You're certainly kicking the field goal to tie then.
Yes. As much as it pains me, I would.
But then the same bit. Yeah, and I guess if you would do that, then you'd be giving the ball back to Mahomes. All he needs now is a field goal to win. This is if, they had taken the ball first. And you're saying you have to drive into field goal range from the 25 instead of, like you said, from the 9.
Could be one play, though. What did you guys make of the, on my rewatch this morning, the whole Kelsey, Andy Reid thing? I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
Yeah,
they seem to have a pretty copacetic, chill sideline for the most part. That was weird.
You think? I thought we've heard about some outbursts.
I mean, Patrick has gotten on to, there was the Kadarius Toney situation.
Oh, yeah, that would drive anyone insane.
But that's what I'm saying, is that feels like an outlier.
But I thought that's kind of what led Bieniemy out. It's just a lot of strife, including Tyreek Hill.
I do remember hearing that Mahomes and Bieniemy at times did not get along so well. And definitely Tyreek, but Tyreek does that to everybody, it seems like.
Well,
I don't know.
We've seen it before.
I'll say this. I've never seen it between Reid and
you're right.
Kelsey.
You're right. But there was that, I don't remember what game it was, but they kind of botched getting points before halftime in one of the playoff games. And that was a huge blow-up.
Yeah.
But you're right. The Kelsey and Andy Reid, that was
weird.
Definitely weird.
He's in his face. Can you imagine someone doing that to McCarthy? What we'd be saying? If they lose that game.
That's the thing. Winning the game, Andy Reid afterwards said, I love the intensity.
Oh,
and
blah,
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 blah.
Kelsey's like, I was just telling him how much I loved him.
Right. We can do bits.
Yeah. They lose that game. That's the story.
We're pointing back to that.
And it was what? Because he wasn't in the game on the Pacheco fumble?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we heard.
It was weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I don't know. Andy Reid just doesn't seem like the type of coach who gets involved in that sort of thing.
He handled it well.
Yeah. Kind of just
stood there,
brushed it off.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a guy who would start screaming.
No.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, I've been around. I've had guys yell at me. Like, I was T.O.'s coach.
That's right. That's right.
You know, this is nothing.
Last time I was in the Super Bowl with another team, my quarterback was vomiting on his shoes. That always gave me confidence, by the way.
What?
Just a fellow vomiter.
That if McNabb can do it?
Yeah. Look, he's doing it in the Super Bowl.
You could at least be a Super Bowl loser.
Yeah.
Which is pretty high.
Yeah.
Isn't this why we have to work the day after the Super Bowl?
What do you mean?
Just to talk about it last night. Talk about the parties. Talk about the game. I'm sure we'll go through commercials at some point. This just feels like this is what we do. The day after the Super Bowl, we got to talk about it.
That's a great point, Blake.
It would just be weird to not talk about it.
Yeah.
If we were just sitting at home, what would we be doing?
Talking to each other about it?
Well,
waking up now.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
that might be
waking up
fun.
about now.
Or at least kind of chilling through the day.
Or maybe we do an evening show next year.
That's true. We could just kind of do it a little later. I don't know.
You know what?
I didn't mean to stop down the show.
You kind of did, though. It's okay.
I was just saying this is a lot of fun.
The last thing I'll say on the Mahomes Chiefs front is, it's kind of funny if you think about like with Romo, how much crap he got for like Jessica Simpson, and then like with Brady, you know, it's always like, oh, celebrity quarterback and like Parcells rules. Just think about all the shit that guy's been through this year. Like his brother was accused of sexual battery at a bar in Kansas City. His dad gets arrested the week before the Super Bowl for like his third DUI. His wife is now going to be in the SI swimsuit issue edition, and she's all over the map, hanging out with the most famous person in the world. And he just seems to always be like, I'm cool.
What do they call it? Able to compartmentalize?
Yeah.
Like he's able to...
It seems like it.
Just focus on what is important.
But he's got a lot going on, man.
And somehow
like we joke about like Tad Prescott because he tweets.
Yeah.
Now, well, Tad Prescott hasn't been arrested. And if he has, then it didn't make news. Like, that guy's got a lot going on, man.
Yeah, but...
While everybody's saying, is he the greatest of all time, and holding him to an
incredible standard.
Impossible standard, almost.
I just don't think he cares about all that stuff. I mean, that's what I got out of the quarterback series is, you know, one of the episodes, he's getting onto his dogs for barking loud. Like, he just seems to be just a normal dude. So I just don't know if that outside noise just affects him that much.
Yeah, but that's a rare thing, though.
Well, he's a rare individual. Yeah.
Potentially the greatest of all time. I mean, obviously, he's already in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Yeah, he could have.
Like, if he retires tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's put his coach in the Hall of Fame. You say Andy Reid's a good coach, and I'm sure he's a great coach, but like it does help.
Yeah.
If you have one of those guys.
Yeah, and you know his deal has been somewhat team friendly. You know, the numbers eye-popping, but the way that he structured it, it helps the team out to a great degree.
Right. Who could have more of a claim to say, I want fully guaranteed everything than him?
Yeah.
But he's still going to, I mean, he knows I'm going to get that money.
Yeah.
And if I don't, let's say I got $200 million and not $280 million. Like, okay.
Yeah, and they're going to get better. Because I feel I saw somebody make this point a couple months ago, and I thought it was really interesting as far as like defending the idea that they moved on from Tyreek Hill, was comparing it to the way that the Patriots did it for most of Brady's career, where it's like, yeah, they took a shot with Randy Moss, but for the most part, they were just like, we're just going to churn this thing over and over, and if we have that guy, we're going to be in the mix long enough to where we're eventually going to be in the Super Bowl. We're not going to throw a ton of money at XYZ, free agent, because if we have that guy, he can make all these other guys better.
And then if you can land a Tyreek Hill,
then so be it.
Who is that good? You can flip him to help fill out.
Yeah.
Well, he's done it both ways, right? So he came in and they won with him being a cheap quarterback, cheap-ish, first round, but still on his rookie deal.
Yeah.
And then as he gets paid, they have to let go some of the other people, like Tyreek, and he's done it both ways.
Yeah. Thanks to Richland Royal alum Rashee Rice.
Had a really good game.
He did. He certainly did.
All right, how about a break? And then we can get into some Super Bowl audio and, news and the regular things.
Okay.
All right.
The dumb zone. And Chicago's going to have to punt as well. But that's what we're looking at, Gabby, in the matchup, where the Bears are looking to shock the world. The Saints are looking to exercise some of those demons of the last few years.
Got it. And going back to David Montgomery, his favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Ah, yes.
Just play it.
I mean, you can't let that bio note go to waste. I mean,
favorite ice cream.
We're just talking about him. Can't let this escape. Force it in there, Gabby.
I feel like just playing it. You remember when he went through like 3 days in a row of not being upset?
No puppet.
Or pretending he wasn't upset?
All the flavors in the world. Vanilla.
Not that interesting of a note.
No. You know what? I have some not that interesting of notes, but I do want to do. This is a quick round of viewer mail, and I have a fuller, and I want you guys to assemble. We'll have a viewer mail bag tomorrow.
Okay.
But this is viewer mail actually that was sitting on my doorstep. As many of you know, we broadcast live to tape from high atop my garage. That's the scene we're in right now. And so people will find my address and mail us things, or just drop them off. Like yesterday during, I think it was before the Super Bowl or during it, but I didn't know until I talked to my wife after the whole scene, the party. This was on our doorstep. And there's no note, there's no nothing. But what there is in here, there are 3 apples.
Great.
Now they're the red. I'm a green apple guy.
I'll take them.
Okay. This guy will take food. This is the Chappie of our show.
I know. I failed yesterday. By not bringing Tupperware.
He cleaned out there was only a little bit of Eatsy's food left, but every bit of it went to Blake.
I said, what do you got?
The Blake Foundation.
Wings?
And
take them.
Earplugs. So I had to somehow explain to my wife, well, the guys said I eat apples and they can't take it, and so now somebody has delivered us earplugs and apples so I can
eat your apples.
Eat all the apples I want.
Yeah, sure.
And then
Great.
This was delivered by Amazon. And, let's hand it to Jake because clearly it's for him, and I think she wanted this. It says a gift from Jenny Z. I think she wanted Jake to have this for the Super Bowl party.
Okay.
It's basically a baby Bjorn for pets.
Oh, okay. For little Binksy.
And I'm only surmising that by looking at the exact same picture that you looked at, but had such a quizzical look on your face. But it looks like yes, you put that around. It's a front backpack, and put your pet in there. And
look at that.
And I'll bet that cat. I talked on the Super Bowl stream. I went to Jake's house on Saturday, and I met his cat, and it is
awesome.
He's right. It is the most awesome cat you could ever have. So I would hope you would expect that reaction if you spent 4 figures on a cat.
Stop bringing up the cost.
It's a expensive cat.
It is an expensive cat, yes.
So it better be this awesome.
Yeah.
And it really is.
Yeah. Dan had a lot of fun with the cat. And the boy. Dan's great with kids.
The boy is really funny. So he loves to just, and it's probably like I'm wistfully remembering how my kids used to be great, and now they're not. But he's great. He's just running around. He's just nonstop energy. It's exhausting to watch him.
Yes.
And he'll just run and then just plow into something. Like certainly the pillows on the couch, he'll dive into that. And so the reason I asked you about your wife's evaluation of our Super Bowl party that wasn't the stream, afterwards, my wife, I asked her, well, how'd everything go? She goes, it was okay.
Oh, no.
She goes, it was kind of boring. I go, what do you mean? She goes, well, something would happen and I would hear eruption from upstairs.
We were on a little bit of a different wavelength.
And we're all down here watching the game, and no one really had they weren't all gambling back and forth.
Yeah.
There wasn't a Cowboy game, so nobody really had passion for the game. They weren't pissed if something bad happens. They weren't screaming about the Juszczyk fumble or the clock winding down or whatever. They were watching the game. Now, they were enjoying beverages. And she said the most memorable moment was she said because most of it was her friends and then their husbands. She's friends with a lot of ladies. Although you do know there's one guy in book club, right?
Oh, yeah.
I told you that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's one guy in her ladies' book club. She'll always go, So she goes, so-and-so's husband got hammered.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, really? Well, that's all right. I mean, that's what these things are for. You have some fun. Let it go. She goes, well, he saw our love sack. And a love sack is like a bean bag. Are you familiar with a love sack? Okay.
Yeah.
Big. We've had it for 15 or so years.
I used to sleep on one at the old station.
And I think I told you when I'm watching little Carter dive into the couch, I'm like, that's what my kids, they would just run, take a real looping, run around the whole downstairs.
Pick up a little speed.
Dive into the love sack.
Yeah.
And then, or I'd take them and I'd throw them in and then they'd land. It was just, the love sack was tons of fun. Well, apparently this guy who had too much to drink felt like he was a 2.5-year-old boy.
Why didn't he come up here?
And he was over in the kitchen by the eatsies and everything, and then he saw the love sack over, so he's on the far side of the kitchen, made a beeline and dove into it.
This happened downstairs?
How did we miss this?
And that it kind of exploded like
Oh, no.
It ripped, or the zipper part ripped open, and my wife was like, oh. Like she's like, I've had this thing for so long, it's great. We leave it over in the corner of the living room, and you can kind of lay on it if you want or whatever. And it's really more of a dog bed these days.
Well, if my wife was present for that, I did not get that report.
Okay,
but she left it like half, so he probably was still.
Oh, she did?
Third quarter.
That's
like
right.
That.
Now that I realize it, you left with Binion in an Uber.
Yeah. Safe.
Where's he live?
Like Richland Hills area.
Okay.
But he's not so much.
You didn't get one Uber.
No, we took it to my house and we hung out for a little bit. And then he.
Okay.
He's more of a guy.
Okay. He wasn't doing a lot of drinking?
A little bit, but doesn't too much.
Okay.
He wasn't crashing into the love sack.
Okay. Well, anyway, so thanks. There's a little viewer mail respite, Blake, that we could put right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So when can I bring the cat?
I'd say anytime. Yeah, how about Thursday? We're doing a video.
Let's do it.
Bring the cat. And you got the little thing. And
I'm allergic.
Oh. Are you making that up?
Dude, are you just going to crap on
are you making
every
it up?
idea we have? We
can't
go to
or
France. We can't bring the cat.
I can't tell because Blake is full of bits. In fact.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's release this bit.
I forgot about this.
We could replay this Thursday when we're replaying good moments, but
I woke up this morning laughing about this.
Okay, so one of the people we invited was Cray Trey.
Yes.
He was in the gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Former ticket guy. definitely you might know stories of Cray Trey watching my house.
He looks great, by the way.
Was Cray Trey on hand
For Fahey?
for Fahey passing out on my porch?
100%.
And me? Okay, he was the one watching my house then.
Yeah, I believe he threw himself a little party.
Over the years, I've always used, it's always been from the intern's tree. So I've had, TC, intern Ryan was before him, I think. I don't know if you knew Ryan Long at all.
I do.
He was awesome. Like, I would have loved to just use Ryan for his whole life, but then it's like he turned 40, and he's like, dude, I think my wife and my 2 kids don't want me to go watch your house for a week. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. And apparently I'm not that much of a higher income than, because I remember like Frito, R.I.P. Frito, would actually, even though he was married, he would go house sit for Groobs' dad because it's a big upgrade to go stay in a mansion.
Sure.
But apparently Ryan and I were close enough
Yeah.
in financial like he's like, that's not that cool to go stay at your house, you know? It was when I was in college and I lived in an apartment. Okay. So I'll just take you back like 3 years. And I got back from vacation. And when someone is at your house that's not you and they're there for an extended period of time, sometimes you'll open up Netflix and it will say, recently watched. And like, well, I didn't recently watch Armageddon or whatever. Oh, yeah, Trey was watching the house. He must have watched that.
Yeah, we do with this, for example, like at the lake.
Your rental home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people use your thing. So I just flipped on YouTube, was going back to recently watched because I was watching some, Norm Macdonald on Letterman, something, and I'm just like, I just want to finish that. And on my YouTube recently watched, there was a breastfeeding video. It was like a how-to or whatever, a breastfeeding video. And then I scrolled down, and the next one was a breastfeeding video. And then I scrolled down, and we keep going down. There was like 6 or 7 of them, and one of them even was like a dog breastfeeding video. Like a dog was on the teat.
Yeah.
And I didn't click on any of these, but I thought, oh my God. Like Trey's into like watching somebody
feed.
Yeah, feed. And yeah. So what did I do? I immediately told you guys.
Yeah.
Like the first thing I did was like,
yeah.
Hey guys, guess what? And then, I mean, we've referred to it back and forth for sure, but
whatever you're into, man.
It didn't mean we weren't, like Trey has watched my house 2 or 3 times since then.
Yeah.
It's like,
I've hung out with him since then.
So he's into that.
Now, it was in the back of my mind, but it wasn't like I'm going to cast this man off.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. You're into weird stuff. Whatever. Who amongst us can't say they haven't, whatever. So it's like, okay. But it's just, yes, it's always in the back of my mind. He's the guy that likes breastfeeding videos. And so last night, we're introducing everybody, and Trey says, hey, man, you never said anything, but what was it like when Blake told you about my bit? And I go, what?
Well, he was just sitting there, and I said, hey, I got to come clean about something.
Okay, so he didn't bring it up. I'm sorry.
He all this time assumed that you never found the search history. So he didn't know that you knew. And so when he was just sitting there, this has been on my mind for a little while, and I just said, hey, I never told Dan and Jake that you watch breastfeeding videos on his YouTube. And it all kind of hit the 3 of you at the same time.
So you're saying, he did that as a bit.
Yeah, and he texted me, hey, I'm watching Dan's house, and I put a bunch of breastfeeding videos on his YouTube. Let me know if he finds it. I said, okay, will do.
Okay, because I got back Monday, and I'm like, I let you know right then.
And as I was sitting in the meeting room, and you sat down, and you were clearly bothered by something.
Yeah, he shut the door.
He's like, I got to tell you guys.
Yeah.
And he tells the story of finding the videos, and I just thought, this is too much fun to spoil.
Can this guy be trusted?
So I just let the two of you think that was real for a couple of years. So much so that sometimes I would bring it up, every once in a while. Trey's into breastfeeding.
He would.
And then even on the show, when it would come up, I would make him play the Cray Trey laugh just to see you two react to it.
Jesus Christ. Diabolical.
And it was worth it. For sure.
So you held on to that for 3 years, and you never. So he did. Yeah, like you said, he assumes. Oh, Dan must have never seen it because Blake never told me that Dan said something about it.
Correct.
Right. He's playing both sides.
But this whole way, yes, if you trusted Blake with a bit, he might think a funnier bit is if two people think that you're really into breastfeeding videos. And to be honest, that is a funnier bit.
Am I wrong?
I would agree. I would agree with that.
But for us,
yeah,
I don't know about for the poor guy who, we didn't blink an eye.
Sideways at him.
But we never we're like, oh, I can't believe that he's.
Well,
I don't know, checks out. Sure.
To be fair, we do have
might be into that.
Somewhat of a history with this. We had an intern one time that was trying to hook up with an escort, I think.
Yeah.
And did it from the Bad Radio Gmail. And he didn't delete his draft. And the shocking part about that one was he listed his actual dimensions, which were not impressive.
No, it was I'm 5'4",
I'm 5'4", 240.
Yeah, it's
okay. I saw you're in town this weekend. I'm 5'4", 240.
But
baby.
I suppose if she's an escort, she's gonna probably go, okay.
That email might still be in there. I don't think anybody ever deleted that draft.
Oh no, that's
it was love Asian ladies, something like that. Yeah, he was trying to email Learfield for a Homer call or something, and
and decided
switch his email.
Yeah, man, that's.
But like I told Trey, I thought had it affected y'all's relationship, I probably would have come clean. But
I think maybe it's more instructive that it really didn't. We were just okay. Yeah.
And you apparently aren't concerned that it's going to affect your relationship with Trey moving forward. If Trey stops confiding in me, I'm cool.
They were probably all right.
I got the juice of the squeeze.
I didn't have to scroll very far to find that text.
Yeah.
He's not exactly.
But my favorite part was when I started telling the story, Jake was like, hey, no, don't bring this up. Because he didn't know this was a bit.
Yeah.
He didn't want the Trey breastfeeding thing coming up.
Yeah, you're going to say this publicly?
Sorry, Trey.
Oh, good times.
Okay. Back to sports. That's for your timestamp.
Thanks, man.
I do what I can for you. Which is very little. So the way we split this up today is I went through the first half, and then the first half of overtime, and then Jake went through the second half, and then the second half of overtime. And I got a bunch of stuff. I already played you the use check fumble stuff, which was more informative. Now let's get to the bits. Early on, Romo was really hammering this, and I labeled this as Romo is projecting onto Purdy.
I really loved the idea to kick this ball off for Kansas City. You want Purdy to have to feel the weight of this. He's going to have a hard time breathing when he walks out there right now. So send him out there, make him feel the moment. This is about Kyle Shanahan making it easy for him. Screens, little stuff, get him into the game.
Just as far as the
tough time breathing,
I know he's really nervous in this big game.
Now maybe he can handle it.
Because perhaps Romo was that way as well. Again, I think the same thing. He was doing the same thing after the early fumble.
Part of this game today, Jim, is handling your nerves. Some of that stuff, you expect these guys to just be the same guy, but early in these games, you have to handle that kind of just extra, your blood's boiling and everything. It's just handle it the right way.
Like I said, he's just hammering this.
Let him calm down and get into the game. That was an easy one to try and have two plays that were going to be let's get it all back, right? You're nervous. You feel like, darn it, we should be scoring. Just make it simple. Punt the ball. Your defense played great on the first possession.
Okay. But he eventually went away from that.
Man, I don't want to dislike him, but as I sat there and rewatched the second half this morning, I'm like, man, I don't know if I enjoy this anymore. I don't know.
He's still. What I do like is he's very unique.
There's no doubt about that.
Trying to copy someone
but it's just right and like and right and like and like and
Jim.
right.
And he is doing some pretty good analysis of the plays, and
he does do that, which I suppose is at the core of it what you're looking for.
Okay, so Jim Nantz, I don't like.
No. Who does?
And what were we? We played some audio or did something earlier where it was the Nickelodeon broadcast from a few years ago where his favorite flavor is vanilla. Like, you didn't need to work that in. That is not an interesting note.
She's
I feel like
14 and on her first broadcast.
Well, I feel like Jim Nantz, though, he brings some notes, and he's like, I'm using this note.
No matter what.
I'm using this note somewhere. We'll start with a Brock Purdy note.
The career timeline for Brock Purdy. Well, we know all about the last pick coming out of Iowa State. His first ever pass attempt was in a game against Kansas City.
Interesting. Wow.
Full circle.
And now they're playing. That's the same team. He's got one for Trent Williams.
Listen.
Trent Williams, who came into the league as the first draft pick in Washington by Kyle's father, Mike Shanahan.
Romo.
They're going to hand you a pack of notes. You don't have to use most of them.
He just mentioned the Shanahans.
Mm-hmm. You talked about Kyle Shanahan and his father trying to become the first father-son combo to win a Super Bowl. His dad won 2 back-to-back. In fact, he went back in 97-98. McCaffrey's father won 3 Super Bowls, so they have their own passing down through the generation story.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's true. Yeah. Could he find a fun fact from a referee?
False start. Offensive 53. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Bill Vinovich was also the referee when these two met in Super Bowl 54.
Okay. I guess we can.
Yeah, okay.
I guess we can.
There's only like 10 of them who are crew chiefs. That's not that unique at all.
Okay, let's see. Who made this tackle? Do I have something next to his name?
On first down, trouble, and a sack. That's Chase Young who got to him first. They traded for him back on November 1st from Washington.
I don't know. I just don't know if that fits right there, but that's what they did.
That was entirely useless.
10-0. San Francisco. Jawan Jennings, when he was at Tennessee, once threw a Hail Mary at the end of the game on CBS to beat Georgia. This pass was in the air so long it felt like a Hail Mary of its own and a touchdown for the Niners.
That's the worst clip you've ever played.
Was that just a CBS plug? What the?
Like, it's a touchdown that he threw.
Yeah.
But it really was
Golly.
not relating. Yeah.
That's horrible.
He had another one on Purdy in overtime.
Well, you saw it. His only other career overtime game was in this very stadium on New Year's Day a year ago.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, so I guess they were playing Raiders, but it was in that stadium.
It was in that stadium, yeah.
And now I have a triple for you.
Okay.
So we're coming out of break, and this one features just Nantz being an old F, and it's funny hearing what Nantz is promoting or talking about. We have Romo projecting, and then chased by a Nantz fun fact.
Shout out to Cascade for entertaining the crowd during the breaks.
Showing the DJ.
doing his thing. And in that first quarter, Purdy was 8 out of 10 for 105 yards.
And he's doing his thing as well. And right now, he's showing the nerves. He's been able to handle it. And what a start by Shanahan to get him into the game. And now he's taking the ball downfield.
That's the second.
These are the situations you got to watch out for against Spagnuolo.
By the way, is the first scoreless first quarter in a Super Bowl.
Oh, no.
Since the Patriots and Rams 5 years ago in Atlanta.
Who did that game?
You did. I'm thinking it's you now.
I remember the great punts in that game. There were a few beauties.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Who did that game?
The very rare triple. And then before I hand it to you for your audio, actually I have two more. I don't know if this is going to make you like Romo more.
52-yard punt that time. Well, we're halfway through the second quarter. All we have on the board is a field goal. Take it to the commercial there, Mr. Romo.
We're making a big change to Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
God. Was this their worst broadcast of the year?
Well, tell me after this last one. Because where was the game? What city?
Vegas.
I wonder if we can work that in somehow.
19-19. 19 is usually a pretty winning hand here in this city, but tonight it only played.
Stop it.
The only way you're winning is to bust and get 22.
Yeah, that's right.
You got to lay it on the line right now.
Bust to win. Trying to settle the push. Second 12.
It's confusing. Just a little bit
best.
much. Just a little bit much. We did have some streakers on the field, which I found this interesting because apparently Romo's been told. I feel like Romo's the type of guy who's like said to the producers, like, why can't we show this or talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely say that to the producers.
Of course, yeah.
And the Niners as Hardman is wrestled down.
Oh, we got people on the field.
Oh, my goodness, we do. We got a streaker on the other, well.
It was a partial streaker. It's
Partial
just a shirt
streaker,
off.
yeah.
Shirt off. But we can't talk about it. One thing, though, they have not pressured all game.
That lets you know that
Yes.
he's been told, like, dude.
They might have right there in their ear been going,
Don't talk about it. Yeah, 100%. Now, this is the walk-off touchdown.
Did anyone see anything from that? Certainly a phone.
I've seen some phone video, just shirtless.
Oh,
and
okay.
The guy had, like, stuff written on his chest, like a hashtag, but
Okay.
there was no
QR code.
Yeah, scan the
tattooed
QR
on
code. Yeah, there was no glue or chains involved.
Well, then we're not going to get the guy on.
That's right. This right here, before we get to the podium stuff, is just absolutely embarrassing. This is a walk-off overtime touchdown for back-to-back Super Bowl wins, for what might be the greatest quarterback of all time and one of the greatest coaches, and Romo just can't shut up.
I mean, this is an Andy Reid drive special. And
What does that even mean, by the way? What does that even mean? Nobody knows.
They went down the field.
I mean, this is an Andy Reid drive special. And the reason for everyone at home why you're not taking a timeout, just so everyone knows, is because it's just the first quarter in overtime. That's how you have to think of it, okay? The reason they're not taking it out because we don't just say at 0, we end the game.
Explaining the rules.
Which is very good, yeah. I could have
It's
used
the end
that.
of the first quarter, and you move to the second quarter. That's right, because I can only feel the number of people out there being like, what's going on?
Are they being like that, or are they just thinking that?
They are like what's going on. I was like what's going on.
Can only feel the number of people out there being like, what's going on?
First and goal. Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City!
Okay, we're gonna back this up.
So what is he? Did he yell Super Bowl?
You can hear Romo as Mahomes is throwing the pass to the flat go for the Super Bowl. Even though the play-by-play guy is calling the play.
Yeah, and what do we want? We're watching this thing.
For the Stanley Cup.
Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City!
But wait, back it up again. He had jackpot in his back pocket for
for sure
Vegas,
for Vegas.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Romo was having none of it.
Like he doesn't do that in Minnesota.
No.
First and goal. Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hartman! Jackpot!
Sounds like a drop.
Yeah.
And this was the Andy Reid special. This was the Andy Reid special we talked about. He was saving all day. He's going to fake a motion to go across. And at that moment, he turns and goes back. Hartman, who they didn't have, right? And they go get Hartman and bring him back. And the game-winning drive of Mahomes' career, he's been waiting for. He's won Super Bowls, but he's never had it in an overtime. He is the best. He is the standard. Where Michael Jordan wins it again.
Such word salad.
That is the worst call to end a Super Bowl that has ever been produced.
He's the best.
You just need
Michael
to let
Jordan.
it breathe, right?
Yes.
Like, just let. I'm sorry, I just did right, but just let Nantz
Right,
hit his call
it's
and
television.
let it breathe. We're not going to it. This is the end of the season.
Yeah. Television, you're watching the celebration.
Yeah, the confetti's coming down, and
everybody's well aware it's for the Super Bowl. It's
and he just starts talking for 30 seconds. He's like, he's always wanted it. It's Michael Jordan, right?
He's never had an overtime comeback.
Listen to this.
And this was the Andy Reid special. This was the Andy Reid special we talked about. He was saving all day. He's going to fake a motion to go across. And at that moment, he turns and goes back. Hartman, who they didn't have, right? And they go get Hartman and bring him back. And the game-winning drive of Mahomes' career, he's been waiting for. He's won Super Bowls, but he's never had it in an overtime. He is the best. He is the standard. Where Michael Jordan wins it again.
What the fuck is he talking about?
It's so confusing.
It's so
like
confusing.
it's like then he saw Hartman. But he wasn't here, and then they got him back, and then he's in, and he's
You
like,
don't even have to analyze the play.
he doesn't have an overtime win, and now he's got an overtime. He's Michael Jordan, and he's
You don't have to analyze the play at all. It's the last play of the NFL season. Just let it breathe. You know Nantz is just sitting there like, Jesus, dude. I did the jackpot thing.
right.
I thought we were good at that point.
Yeah, and then that's how the video is supposed to go.
Yeah.
When they're on their, the Year of the Chiefs DVD they
right,
put out or
SI
whatever.
or something. Yeah.
He did the same for the Draw and Bland interception.
He did.
And played the audio.
Yeah.
This is when you lay out, you listen to the crowd, you watch the video.
All right, I'm going to play you a little bit from the podium.
He's so excited.
This is sounds dirty.
Andy, you had to come back from 10 points down again, and then you had all this pressure of having to tie the game late in the fourth quarter, down 3 in overtime. How did this team pull it off?
Why does Nantz? How did this team pull it off?
Down 3 in overtime. How did this team pull it off?
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, the guys were great. Defense played out of their mind. Huh? How about that D, baby?
How about that D?
How about that D, baby? Mm-hmm. Blake says there's a weird laugh in this one, but I also think it's just interesting. Just the whole Mahomes family thing. I love the guy, but the fact that he has to shout out his wife, I don't know.
Being the underdog the last 3 games in the playoffs, maybe a lesson learned for everybody else out there in the future?
Yeah, just know that the Kansas City Chiefs are never underdogs. Just know that.
Whoa.
He machine gun Kermited.
Yeah, just know that the Kansas City Chiefs are never underdogs. Just know that.
Oh my gosh.
I know it means the world to have Brittany and your children up here, Sterling and Bronze, to share this as a family.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You heard.
I didn't. How did I not know this?
I didn't know either.
How would that not be the?
I think I knew Sterling, but I don't know that I knew Sterling and Bronze.
Well, okay. You're saying he's got to shout him out. I mean, Nantz. It's Nantz.
But why?
What does it mean? He does that with Romo too. Candace.
I have Candace here.
Oh my God, what a piece.
He's so horny.
Yeah.
Brittany and your children up here, Sterling and Bronze, to share this as a family and with your Chiefs family too.
Yeah, it means the world. Just the whole family of Kansas City and Chiefs Kingdom is special. Brittany's a great.
There's a little bit of a weird. Yeah. Yeah.
The whole family of Kansas City and Chiefs Kingdom is special. Brittany's a great wife with 2 great kids. I can't ask for anything better than this, man. We're Super Bowl champs, Kansas City. I'll see y'all at the parade. Let's do it, baby.
That's parade's coming up. Congratulations.
Yeah, we know the parade's coming up.
Yep, thanks, Nantz. All right, so the last one I have for you. I feel like the hardcore NFL fan is probably pretty tired of Travis Kelce, even aside from Taylor Swift. Don't you think? I mean, I love the guy. I love watching him house fireball shots at the parade, but I think people are kind of tired of his bit. He doesn't care.
Cheese Kingdom! Yo, hear this? We've been fighting for all that all day. How about a little Viva Las Vegas? Viva Las Vegas! Viva! Viva Las Vegas!
By the way, this man is engaged, is about to be engaged to the most famous female entertainer possibly of all time.
Hey, Elvis never had it better than that right there. Let me tell you. To win this one when we met a couple of days ago.
You're 80.
You know, you said, and I'm not looking ahead, but we got a lot more we want to do here, baby. You said we want a three-peat. How about that?
Well, you know, the goal's always been to get 3. But we couldn't get here without getting to 2 and having that target on our back all year. And I love these guys right here. The men that we just won this thing with, family forever, baby. I couldn't be more proud of you guys. And how about it? We get a chance to do it 3 times in a row. How do you get excited for that, baby? You go party in Las Vegas and get back to it.
Hey, you still got to fight for your right, don't you?
You got to fight for your right. Believe it, baby. I'll see y'all next year.
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you, Travis.
There you go. You still got to fight for your right? Elvis never had it better than this. There you go.
Good.
I'm pretty sure the Nickelodeon broadcast I watched was better than the one y'all watched.
Prove it.
That sounded
Do you
horrible.
have audio for us today?
Yeah.
Well, I just want one more thing about just what Kelce. If I can get some smelling salts and get some of my life force back.
Yeah.
Just the, Micah complains about the target on their back. Mm-hmm. Everybody always brings their best game for the Cowboys. Everybody double teams me. You don't think Travis Kelce, they're especially now without Tyreek, that any defensive coordinator is pretty aware of Travis Kelce's whereabouts at all time, and he still ended up with the most catches and 90 yards. And you don't think the Chiefs have the target, and everybody's really up for the Chiefs every time? I mean, the Chiefs are the current dynasty. It's a big game. It's always at night. You're right. It's not. It's whatever. It's. But. Yeah,
but it is.
That was good stuff.
It is kind of interesting, though, that just the mere fact that they were not favored by Viva Las Vegas 3 games in a row, they were able to wear this like underdog thing.
Yeah,
they've got Patrick effing Mahomes.
Right,
they were the preseason favorites to win the title, and yet because they were like a slight betting dog 3 weeks in a row, they're like, well, no one believed.
Right,
you're the Chiefs. Okay, you won the Super Bowl last year. You were probably like minus 1,000 to win it this year. So, whatever.
And Vegas's job with those lines is to get as much money as they can on both sides, and that's why they do that.
Still works out for the psyche of the player. Viva! Viva!
So the Nickelodeon broadcast, I'll say has changed over the years because we played some audio from Gabby, and I think their initial bit was let's try to introduce the NFL to the younger generation. So let's put a teenage girl in the booth and the whole time just try to cater football to her. They'd slime the end zone and they'd they'd have young Dylan on the sideline, and it was just a very kid broadcast. But this one was very SpongeBob centered, which I feel like is a 90s kid thing. Like he may have been
I missed
too
out
old.
on that.
Yeah. But the people my age, like that was right in the wheelhouse. And I was a huge SpongeBob guy. So the booth is Noah Eagle, of course, who's still great. Nate Burleson.
I can't hear the name Noah without.
Yeah.
Noah Naysayer?
Yesterday. Sorry. Noah Eagle.
Noah Eagle, son of Ian Eagle. Nate Burleson. And then they had the voices of SpongeBob and Patrick in the booth. So it was like a 4-man booth.
Bill Fagerback.
Oh, really?
And whoever the voice of SpongeBob is.
The guy from Mr. Show, right?
Well,
Tom Kenny?
Really?
This
I didn't know that.
This sounded like an imposter SpongeBob, so I don't know. But the whole time, like they're just doing a set. Like Bill Fagerback is trying to bring up whatever. Like it is
Did
just
we ever
a
get
nonstop.
Bill Fagerback on?
Of course. He was on the show the day that we were in the hang zone. Yes.
Oh, in the hang zone business.
Austin's, yeah.
Okay, in the mall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's a momentous day for all.
Rather than just play you a bunch of clips, I have 2 plays here that I want to play you, and this kind of encompasses the whole thing. All right, here's the soup of the Nickelodeon broadcast.
Second down for Purdy over the middle. That's a catch for Samuel. This time he put it right on the money.
What a catch. And he took a couple of hits. Deebo Samuel is one of those big physical wide receivers, and check this out. He's going to work his way right in there, and after the catch, he's going to keep his feet moving, and boom, boom, boom.
So they got sound effects during
Sound effects during the game.
during the replay.
Yeah, you hear that little hit. Those are bubbles. The game is played underwater. The Super Bowl was played in Bikini Bottom.
Okay.
Now, we watched a little bit of the Toy Story broadcast earlier in the year from Andy's room, and it didn't go so well. This was pulled off perfectly.
You liked it?
Where they, instead of the dome, they made it to where it was just like open water, like to where it looked like a stadium, like in the ocean. Like when they would pan across the booth, they'd be in like the little Bikini Bottom part, and it was just like it aesthetically looked awesome. But yeah, they have random sound effects. They have bubbles.
Back it up a little because I talked over.
I'll go back a few seconds.
Work his way right in there, and after the catch, he's going to keep his feet moving, and boom, 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 takes a couple of hits.
He's so strong.
He is really strong.
SpongeBob Patrick, you want to hear a fun fact about Deebo Samuel?
Yeah.
See, he wears the number 19. He has 19 rushing and 19 receiving touchdowns in his career. So all 19 across the board.
Wow.
So he's just going to hold there? Like if he gets more, does he have to change his number?
I don't know. I think we're going to have to find out.
I want to know who did all that counting.
A lot of counting, a lot of math, but I don't like, big hit on McCaffrey, but he's going to get right back up after the catch.
If I was Christian McCaffrey, my best friend would be Trent Williams.
Yeah,
I don't blame say, hey, best buddy Trent, I want to run over there. Help me out.
Yeah, in case you didn't know, there's Trent Williams. He is 6'5", 320 pounds.
And Noah could be the best athlete on the team.
Impressive.
Wow. And check it out, his favorite holiday, Christmas. Favorite ice cream, cookies and cream. That is a solid pick.
Oh,
he likes SpongeBob. Yeah.
I love you too, Trenty.
All right.
That does sound like Tom Kenny. I don't know if
really.
Okay. I've never watched SpongeBob, which is why I will, congratulate myself on the spur of the moment. Hey, imitate Bill Fagerback doing Patrick.
Unbelievable.
Actually, sounds like Patrick.
Yeah.
When I first
did
it
great.
at the Super Bowl, and I've never watched SpongeBob.
I struggle to believe that because it's so impressive, but I know that you're an honest man.
Yeah.
So
that sounds like a beating, Blake.
It sounds like watching maybe a series.
Yeah.
And then you'd be out.
A lot of numerology, as you heard there.
Yeah.
A lot of fun facts. Boy.
Ton of fun
Nantz
facts.
must be really jealous.
So many fun facts.
Why didn't I think of that?
A lot of forced humor.
Boy, I'd love to see Nantz demoted to this broadcast.
SpongeBob.
Give me some Iron Eagle.
He would 100% Ike's Pond himself.
I bet Noah Eagle and Romo would be better.
Yes.
Of course,
there's no
Noah
doubt.
Eagle is good.
Yeah.
Sucks, but I have to admit it.
He's
great.
He obviously has to do this bit, which it gets worse, but here's another play. But he's good.
So a loss of 12 officially. So now second, and I don't know about you, and I'm feeling 22. Over the middle, and that is a completion. This one to Noah Gray. I like his first
Is that Noah
name.
Eagle
Nice first
singing?
name.
Yeah.
What was that about? Is that a
They
song?
were very aware of Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay. Is that a Taylor Swift song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's. I would think Noah Eagle's going to leave the bits up to SpongeBob
the
and
cartoon
Patrick. But
characters?
He's 30. He's right in the wheelhouse.
All right, so a loss of
He's not even 30.
12 officially.
Really?
So now second, and I don't know about you, and I'm feeling 22. Over the middle, and that is a completion. This one to Noah Gray. I like his first name. Nice first name.
That's a pretty good name. I know a few Noahs.
You know a Noah?
I know a Noah.
Nice. I don't believe there's a Noah Mahomes, but maybe one day there might be.
All right, Andy Reid looking at that sheet right there. He's trying to call his best plays on this drive. And don't be surprised if they pull out a trick play.
You know, Nate, actually I thought this was the drive where Andy Reid was going to call his worst plays. I thought that's what he was going to save it for.
Yeah,
No.
bro, I'm going to ruin your day.
How old is he?
I mean, and I knew this. He's 26.
26?
Yeah.
Dang, man. And he's got the Clippers job?
Yeah. He's going to be in your life until you die.
No, that's what I thought.
Think about it that way.
Watching this game, I thought, one day I'm going to tell my kids, hey, I watched Noah Eagle do a SpongeBob broadcast.
Unless he develops some sort of nasty coke habit, he will be in all three of our lives.
Or pulls a Brenneman or some Me Too-ish, although we're not really caring about Me Too
Yeah, we kind
anymore.
of passed
It's
that.
fine. Go ahead.
Slap a little bottom.
Yeah.
Let me play you one more.
I mean, why is she wearing that?
Totally. It's gonna start with a report. I want you to see if you know who this is.
The Super Bowl always brings out the biggest celebrities, and here in Bikini Bottom, it is no different at all. Check it out.
Nah, I got nothing for you.
All right, let me back it up here.
All right, we get set here, and let's check back in with our own Dylan Schefter.
Oh.
How do you think she got this job?
Man.
Well, she didn't have to do it the old-fashioned way. She didn't have to sleep with people to get it. You got the Nepo.
You think she's at the University of Missouri or on a Nickelodeon TV show?
Oh, man, that's tough.
I don't. How on earth could she have gotten this position?
Maybe she's great, just like Noah Eagle, and you get your foot in the door and you do well, but I don't know. Is she his real kid or is she the 9/11 kid?
Explain.
You don't remember that story? I think Bob did a segment on it once upon a time.
He married like a 9/11 widow?
Yeah, and he wrote a book called The Man I Never Met. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Like, he wrote a book, it's just all-time cucking.
Yeah, I got to imagine that's kind of the Shane.
Yeah.
His girlfriend used to date a Navy SEAL or something.
Right.
You're never going to live up. That's not who you want to marry, yeah. Although, a nice little nest egg.
Little city pension.
Little 9/11 fund. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to play the rest of this.
I love what you played.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. They flash to the crowd and they take celebrities and make them fish, and through puns
turn them into a fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
not make them actually cast a rod.
Cast the rod. Yeah.
LeBron James.
Okay.
Do you want to hear more?
Yes.
Okay. And then it ends in a very funny way, I thought.
All right, we get set here, and let's check back in with our own Dylan Schefter.
The Super Bowl always brings out the biggest celebrities, and here in Bikini Bottom, it is no different at all. Check it out. Here we have LeBron James hanging out with Vin Diesel, and don't forget about Billie Eilish, because she's also here, and let's not forget Herring Styles, because he looks amazing.
Sign of the times, Justin Bieber.
These are real celebrities.
His wife Haley in the building. The Babes.
I got a question. Do you think Biebs will show up at halftime?
Oh, I think that there's quite the possibility. How about Leonardo DiCaprio? He's got the man bun look down. Paul McCartney.
Who's that guy?
Sir Paul McCartney. He was in the Beatles, just in case you didn't know. And both these teams are not trying to let it be. They're trying to find a way to the end.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
There were so many.
I was enjoying the fish names.
Yeah, they did the.
But apparently, we can't find one for Leo and whoever else he was.
No, Bieber and
Bieber. Yeah,
it was really funny because they put Paul McCartney on the
Herring
screen.
Styles.
So they flashed Bieber up there, nothing. They flash Leo up there, nothing. Paul McCartney, and they have to put a graphic. He was a Beatle. And then, of course, Noah had to bring it.
Well, I guess you can't just let it be.
That was awesome. That all you got?
Yeah, it wasn't horrible. It was exhausting.
Yeah,
but just as
I'm
exhausting
tired.
as Nantz and Romo.
It's like watching Jake's kid. All right.
Super Bowl.
Close out Super Bowl. And
it's Mavs season, Bubba. We're on fire.
Well, we'll do a follow-up.
You guys got jerseys last night.
What? Oh, yeah, we did.
Your Mavs Romo jerseys.
Oh, that's right. Luis?
I think
Who gave us
so.
those?
I think it was from Luis, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
BBB
We
Luis.
We have a lot of gear, man.
So much gear.
Dude, have I showed you in the closet, like, how much
stuff.
has piled up?
I can't
we
imagine.
have to get a studio just to put all this stuff. We now have a
I don't even know what to do with that.
Jenna Ryan show sign.
Yeah,
awesome.
Go to our YouTube page. You can see that. Anyway, yeah, we'll follow up more Super Bowl stuff, as the days continue. Are you prepared for a news today?
Sure.
Here's Jake with the
I didn't know how you wanted to treat the day after the Super Bowl. I know you didn't want to work.
You were the one who suggested it.
I know.
How does this keep falling back on me? We talked about this. I feel like patient zero for this type of story is when we talked about the Michigan governor who somebody attempted to kidnap. And I think that's whenever I first introduced the theory that I want the lowest stakes job possible. Podcasting, pretty low.
No one's going to kidnap you?
Pretty low. A Dallas dentist is being sued by the family of an 82-year-old who died after dental surgery.
Yeah, you would think any
medical thing.
Anytime an 82-year-old gets put under, it's probably like a risk.
Yeah, being sued by the patient's children. The lawsuit contends that the dentist should have never performed the oral surgery on the 82-year-old woman.
You ever have to have your dog put under?
Yeah,
because they make you sign a bunch of stuff like
quite a few times actually.
And you're reading it, it's like, whoa, he could die.
And you're
his
just
teeth
off
cleaned?
the hook. Yeah, teeth cleaned is the main one.
Yeah, it's like, damn. I don't know. Is it worth it? Anyway, so what happened? What are they saying?
Well, they're suing.
just
They're saying that you should have never been performing the surgery, and it just makes me think of like, I guess I don't really know any doctors. I have a few friends who are like RNs, and then obviously Blake's wife. But it feels like kind of in the background of your job somewhere is like, I could get in real trouble here.
Yeah. For perhaps an honest misstep.
just a mistake, yeah.
No, she's really panicked before because, she has to give meds and pull them all at the same time and has accidentally come home with one.
Ooh.
It's like, oh, geez. If they think I stole this, I'm in huge trouble.
Yeah, and then they all kind of look the same. But if you put the wrong one in the wrong bottle.
Yeah.
The other thing that happens, too, it's funny because we were talking about this on the recent vacation that I took where I was not working. That's kind of what I do.
Mm-hmm.
A buddy of mine's doctor, got really addicted to prescription pills. Because you can just, write your own scripts.
Yeah.
And, I think got whatever the word for that is. Not debarred. I'd be a lawyer, but, He can't practice
disbarred?
anymore. Disbarred, yeah. But, like, the guy just was writing himself crazy amounts of pill RXs and just kind of lost his mind.
I'm kind of happy I've never really been into pills. Tried it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
But I've had buddies that, and if I get in, I guess I've been worried about, like, would I be susceptible to that?
Yeah, I don't like
as
it.
an addictive personality type thing.
Yeah.
And I was never really into it, but if I ever had to have Vicodin, and I had to,
man.
I'd take a couple, but then I'd try to fight through it to not have to take them. And then I had a buddy who's like, got a whole bottle of Vicodin?
those over
I'm
here?
like, yeah, all right, man. He'd love that and a beer or two.
Yeah.
Like, that's his bit.
Yeah, and
I'm not, again, you want to watch breastfeeding videos, you want to take Vicodin and drink a beer, do your thing.
Yeah, and I certainly have my problems, but that was just, I don't like that, man. And we lost a few kids when I was in high school.
To what?
Pills.
Death?
Yeah.
Whoa.
2 brothers, actually.
Not suicide, just ODing?
Mm-hmm.
Doing what they loved.
What was the big one? Oxy.
Oh, yeah.
Oxy.
Yeah, I've watched some documentaries on that.
Yeah, it got real popular when I was in high school, and people would just hammer that stuff. And then even when I was in San Marcos, when I was in college, kids would take, it was just like Xanax. And you walk into a room and you'd be like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, they're just gone.
Zoned?
Yeah, not fun, not like enjoying it, nothing, just gone. That just never really appealed to me. I'll do a keg stand and a bong rip, but outside of that, I'm probably out.
Did pill parties really exist?
I mean, I didn't know of it like in the way that you've referred to it, which makes it sound like you saw an episode of Oprah.
Yeah, feels like an Oprah thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Blake?
Yeah, I was in the latest season of Dexter. They had a pill party.
So is it like kids raid their parents'...
Yeah, whatever you can find, you bring it, and then you mix them all up, and you just take whatever.
Yeah, I never knew of it to be called that, but I'm pretty sure that both. I mean, there were 3 or 4 kids that died, but 2 of them I'm almost positive got them from their grandparents, like cancer medicine.
Why would you take medicine to get cancer?
Well, I think you have it backwards. When's the last time you were put under?
Colonoscopy.
Do they have to do that? I thought they could do that with you awake. No?
I don't know. Well, they didn't. And the way they put you under is incredible. I don't know if this has changed over
3,
time.
2, 1, gone?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
They're like, count backwards from 100.
You don't make 95.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then you wake up fairly soon. It's only like an hour you're out. And then you're pretty much ready to roll. You don't feel exhausted and all that. It's good stuff.
You?
Did they put you under for wisdom teeth?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's the only time.
I've had 2 colonoscopies and wisdom teeth. I think that might be the only times I've ever been put under.
Yeah, wisdom teeth is the only time for me.
Dude, I think about it too, if I have to get any sort of surgery done in the future, don't you not want your wife there? You just might start talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need that. I've thought about that, and I fear...
Hey, can you keep every member of my family out of here when I come to?
Yeah, I fear Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Because, what if I just start throwing out something that she doesn't
need
know?
to be known.
Yeah.
What was that movie, though, where the person they put him under, or I think it was they put her under, and she was awake the whole time? I think it was called Awake.
That sounds horrible.
And you feel everything, but you can't move.
Ugh.
You can't scream.
No, you can't tell them to stop. You're just numb. But you feel everything, and you're awake the whole time.
So have neither one of you guys had a real surgery outside of your wisdom teeth?
No.
Damn.
You?
You never seen this?
What is it?
It's my hand.
Did you break your wrist or something?
I can't really see it from here.
I don't want to feel it.
Feel it.
No.
Feel it.
What happened?
What am I going to get out of this? Okay.
Yeah. How have you never seen this?
I don't want to touch it.
Yeah,
Put it back.
Just look at it.
Okay.
You see how...
I can't really notice It doesn't look that significant.
Oh, dude, it's gnarly. Yeah, this was like a...
Are you thinking like people just walking by you on the street are like, whoa, what's up with that guy's hand?
Almost everybody that I like that sees this is like, what the hell happened to you?
Do you think it's that egregious?
Dude.
No.
When the lights are on, you'll see it.
Okay.
I was out for probably 3 hours.
What happened?
I got in a fight.
God, man. I don't even know you.
I know.
That's a different guy.
It really is.
So
now he's got a backpack to carry his cat.
Carry my ragdoll cat around.
Now let's back up.
Dan wants to know about the fight.
Yeah,
He was a friend of mine. Still is.
Okay.
Just and it was at like 7 a.m. in the morning too. We were both definitely still drunk.
Okay, that was going to be a question. Not surprising.
Not like hammered, but
college.
Yeah.
San Marcos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Just had an argument.
What was it?
Started pushing and shoving. I don't even, dude. It was he lost my keys. Honestly, that's what it was. I was like, "Where are my keys?" He's like, "I don't have them." We just started arguing, and I threw a very poorly timed punch, and it just shattered my hand.
What'd you hit?
His head, the back of it.
So the second you did that, is it like, and you knew?
Oh, dude. The worst pain I've ever been in my life.
And he's fine?
Yeah, he's like, just continued to kick my ass.
Okay, so that didn't end the fight? 'Cause,
No.
oh, my gosh, he hurt himself so bad.
No, he put me on the ground, got on top of me, and was like, stop.
But you were done. You couldn't fight anymore.
Dude, no. And I had to go. The worst part was, I wasn't at home, so I had to go to like I don't know if you ever went to like the doctor when you were in college. It's not fun. It's pretty spare. It's not like going to your GP at home, where you like they know you get good care. It was just like
you're another idiot.
You're another idiot, exactly.
Drunk idiot that broke his hand.
On top of that, referring to our previous topic, they're not exactly willing with the pain pills in a college campus. So my hand is like falling off. I'm in so much pain, and they're like, "Here's an 800 milligram Advil." I'm like, "I don't think that's gonna do it." So then I had a cast for several months. It's horrible.
Were you crying like a little bitch?
Yeah, I was. I was crying like a little bitch.
I was wondering if you guys are going to make fun of me this weekend because I forwarded you the note that I sent everybody.
It was
coming to the den, and I thought you guys might call me gay.
It kind of felt like your wife wrote it. Don't you agree?
I guess I don't remember.
I just wanted you to know what I was telling everybody and when we're starting and all that. And then
Who would I send this to?
I sent it to every one of the guests.
I know. But then you sent it to us. Like, what am I going to do with this?
I guess it was kind of like if you wanted to let your wife know all the food we have and what time to be here. And that, like, I'm telling everybody else to be there at 4:30, so insinuating that it'd be cool if you guys were here a little earlier.
Which I was.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Don't get defensive here.
Well, you've been coming at me for taking off work all day.
I said it like once, and now it's.
It just takes once. You know that.
But after I sent it to you, then I'm thinking in my head, oh man,
that was lame.
These guys are going to think I'm gay because I had I'm mingling encouraged with the party downstairs and the party up here. I tried to be a little funny in there.
Yeah, that's you.
Happy Super Bowl. But yeah, it does read as
your wife wrote it.
Like it doesn't read as me.
No, it does not.
But that's the thing. I'm really a friendly guy, and you guys don't understand that.
The state of Texas
welcoming guy.
netted over 76,000 Gen Z movers, beating out California and Florida over the last year. So this is people aged 12 to 27. We lead the nation in imports of the youngins. Dude, is there going to be a day where just the Metroplex stretches all the way to like Oklahoma City. I think I've referenced this before, but
I was telling my wife,
like when we drove up there,
after we went to Prosper Ford, I was like, boy, we should go look for land up there. Like there's, I mean, it seems like it's really building out, and like it's going to be like it'll be the next Frisco.
Yeah, but 20 minutes further.
But like you could probably get some good deals because that's the thing about they say property prices, where we live or whatever, are very high. So hey, we could get a good amount for this house. Okay, that's great, but then we'd have to go live somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to pay the high prices somewhere. But yeah, what if we then move there? And
I mean, and I feel for Blake on this front because while he is making more money, which I feel like we should mention,
you do
every time we
every
can.
time,
yeah.
Like he's the only one of the three of us that's literally making more money.
He does have to drive a lot. And like my dude,
in fact, I've lost more money than Blake is making.
That would be an accurate statement
like
for
way
both
more.
of us. Yeah,
and he doesn't even acknowledge that or care.
No,
he like laughs at it.
No,
he thinks it's hilarious.
I don't,
because you mock it.
It's because you mock it. But like, dude,
we're gonna
drive
hit
home,
big in the stock market.
My
That's
drive
how
home
we get
from here,
even.
Bimmy.
Relaxing.
Wait,
I like
say again? What?
Just driving home from here, like it's 17 minutes. It's no freeway. Drive by all the Oak Grove and all that stuff. I like it. The one thing I don't think I could do is a 45, 50-minute freeway commute again in DFW.
We're looking at some studios that are...
They're not that far, though. That's not Prosper, dude. Prosper's a different beast. And like what he has to do every day...
Tell him. Did you tell him about... Wait, it wasn't coming home from Prosper. Where were you coming home from?
Oh, the remote in Frisco.
Yeah, just speaking of that, he got stuck on the tollway.
Yeah, they shut down Dallas North Tollway.
He was talking to me at like, what was it, 7:30 at night?
7.
Oh.
And he's like, I'm not home yet. I just got through a big traffic jam on the tollway. Like you actually were just sitting still for 2 hours?
Yeah, because there's a wreck or something that shut down the highway, so then all the traffic heading south on the tollway had to exit and then go through a light.
Oh.
And that is impossible, like, for you going home.
It will not happen.
It can't happen.
Yeah.
If there's something going on, you can get around it in side streets. It's fine.
No, but yeah, me and Michael left at about 5, a little after 5. And I think I got home at 7:30, 7:45. Yeah, not a good use of my time.
Did the wife, like, instantly service you?
Babe, you've had such a hard day.
Looks like you're full of stress.
See, my mind went to, did your wife instantly yell at you?
No, I sent the kid, to your dad's house.
Just so I can service you.
Yeah, you just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's your news.
Jerk.
No, that was her hospital day, so she had 12 hours at the hospital. So
she didn't want to hear about your your tough time.
No.
Oh, that was tough, huh? 2 hours it took you? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, so parents picked Brooks up from daycare, which is why we moved to Wiley, and it was all fine.
Well, there you go. Look at this positive guy.
The Dumb Zone presents.
Oh.
Today in History.
Time to print today. Today is the day after the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Super Bowl.
Monday, February 12th. The day after our, the Dan and Jake doing a show together full-time officially, 4-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Time flies, baby.
4 years.
That's wild.
On this day in 1912...
That's really all I had on that.
I agree, the wildness of the whole thing. Pooh Yee.
You guys started in studio, then came to the den for COVID, then back to studio. Now we're back in the den.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Studio forthcoming.
That's very Jim Nantz of you.
That was a fun fact.
It was on my sheet.
Puyi was the last emperor of China. Puyi abdicated. What would you say that means? Like voluntarily left the throne?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably forced voluntary, right?
I don't know.
But you pretty much only hear abdicated when it comes to the throne.
Yeah, if you're an emperor, you probably have a throne.
Yeah, but I'm just saying abdicated. You're not like, oh, I abdicated my job.
King has a throne. Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah, to renounce one's throne.
Okay, so if you're a president, you can't abdicate that?
I guess not.
Anyway, that marked the end of the Qing dynasty? Quing. That wouldn't fly on Words with Friends, I'll tell you that.
There was a time where I could have told you a lot about that. That time is not today. I believe opium, big problem for the Qing dynasty.
On this day in 2019, Mexico's notorious drug lord El Chapo, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, was convicted in New York. Is he alive?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Says here he's was sentenced to the federal Supermax prison, not the Max prison.
No.
The Supermax.
Yeah, where you make an all-pro in your rookie contract.
Right, very Luka.
I believe that's where Joe Garcinia, as TC famously once said.
In Florence, Colorado.
That's correct.
And on this day in 2020, the World Health Organization, 2020,
what could this be?
gave the official name to the disease caused by the coronavirus that had emerged in Wuhan, China. COVID-19 was the official name. Do you guys remember some of the unofficial names? I have a list of them here.
Yeah, remind us.
The China virus.
Oh.
That one was popularized by a well-known politician.
The Kung flu.
I think he went with that one as well.
Boomer remover.
You know what? I haven't heard that, but it almost killed my mom, so that's funny.
Controlavirus.
Hell yeah.
The Plandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. That was a full documentary.
The Scamdemic.
Mm-hmm.
The Holocaust.
Yeah, I like that.
And the election infection.
Those are good.
That's pretty good.
Just fun with the death of millions of people. Yeah?
You know what's funny? I know Brunig points this out a lot on Twitter, and I suspect he might partially be doing it to troll. But it is kind of funny.
That doesn't sound like the Brunig I know.
It is kind of funny that as ineffective as Trump was in many, many ways, like the vaccine kind of was kick-ass.
Yeah, but then he kind of distanced from it.
I know, but that's what's weird about it is that like they were able to get it out there pretty quickly. It saved tens of thousands of lives. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the one good thing he did.
Birthdays today.
That's today's political commentary.
Yeah, all right. Birthdays, Derek Lively II.
When are we getting him back?
Is there a Derek Lively I should know?
No, and I know that you hate this bit.
Okay, he's 20, which is pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet.
Josh Young, 26.
That seems old to me.
Just because his name is Young?
It's Young in baseball.
No, just because like I feel like, I mean, he was a rookie.
Yeah, he's four-year
College,
guy at Tech, couple in the minors, then he got hurt his real rookie year.
DeMarco Murray, 36.
Spray tan.
So I guess that's why it shouldn't be that surprising that he kind of performed well when he got up here.
Yeah.
Even in the late. Lenny Randle is 75. Do you know who he is?
I got nothing.
No.
I believe he's a player for the Rangers in the 70s, possibly 80s. But he once beat up his manager, Frank Lucchese.
Wow.
I don't remember what it was about, but it's certainly in the book Seasons of Hell. but Lenny Randle released after that or traded. But he literally beat up, like his manager was 30 years older than him, and he kicked his ass.
It would have been a supreme disappointment if he didn't.
Yeah. Are you looking at why? I can't remember. It had something to do with perhaps playing time.
I think that's what it was. Lost his second base job to Bump Willis. Sent Frank Lucchese to the hospital with a shattered cheekbone.
Lenny Randle was the guy that bunted so he could truck the pitcher?
Okay. That's cool.
I've always seen this video, but of course I didn't know names.
Yeah, on purpose. I guess that checks out if the same guy did both of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. 30-day suspension, traded to the Mets.
You only get a 30-day suspension for shattering the jaw of your manager.
I guess so.
It's pretty sweet. Might be worth it if the guy's
2 minutes well worth it, exactly.
RG3, 34.
Just a really weird public persona. Like I don't know what to make of him. He makes really cringy TikTok videos with his wife. But he's also like kind of awesome on games.
He really is. I like him. But we'll have a hot opinion that teams need to be working him out.
Yeah. Yeah, he's weird.
Do
you remember, like, not to stop us down, we talk about, like, the Johnny Manziel era a lot. Do you remember how effing awesome that guy was in college? Like, I remember watching RG3 and being literally like, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
It's got a statue.
And even the first year that he was in Washington, where it looked like DeMarcus Ware was seeing a man make fire for the first time.
Oh, my gosh.
On Thanksgiving
Yes,
that day.
didn't you think the Cowboys are ruined for the next decade?
Yeah. Like, they have
if
no
got
chance
him,
at stopping this.
I forgot that bunt happened on 10-cent beer night.
Oh, really?
Here's Blake 3 stories ago.
Wow.
Rangers and Indians.
I didn't realize that at all. I've never known that.
And so...
Damn, this landed a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, no.
I knew it would. Benches cleared, and then people started throwing stuff, and it caused a riot because it was 10-cent beer night.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that bunt. What precipitated that, I wonder? A high heat, something like that?
Milt Wilcox.
Little chin music?
Threw behind Lenny Randle. And I think this is because Lenny Randle took out Cleveland's second baseman on a double play earlier in the game.
Doug Deacon is 75. Do you know who he is, Blake? I've mentioned him before. Multiple times.
I guess not.
I think Jake must, because he's leaning forwards, looking at you, wondering why you suck. He's the Cleveland Browns color.
Oh, yeah, cigar.
Yeah, he'll have an unlit cigar in his mouth while he has a big chaw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a lineman for the Browns in the 80s.
My dad will run that play every now and then.
Paxton Lynch is 30.
Should have been a cowboy.
They wouldn't have had Dak, right?
No.
Arsenio Hall is 68.
I have a really boring note on that.
I'm interested.
When I was in college, the house I lived in, aforementioned San Marcos, there was a hallway where we would smoke, and we put up a picture of Arsenio Hall, and we just called it Arsenio Hall. I told you it was boring.
I think it's great.
We had the photo, though. Framed photo.
Because it's the hallway.
Yeah.
It's
Arsenio Hall.
Okay. Probably a better choice than a photo of Mel Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's probably true.
Gucci Mane is 44.
Oh.
Jake.
Man. Prolific. Done a little time, Dan. Or a lot of time.
As rappers will do.
It happens. Misunderstandings.
It won't hurt your career, at least. Might even help.
Might help, yeah.
And author Judy Blume is 86.
Blake.
Judy Blume?
I don't know. It just sounds like some.
Oh.
No, she wrote children's books that helped
okay.
them through puberty.
Oh, okay.
Like, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to do? Ban that.
I've read that. Why?
Talking to my kids about puberty?
I'm sure her books are banned somewhere, but I thought it was great when I was a kid and read Judy Blume books. I'm like, I relate to this. She wrote one about a boy, and he was getting a boner in class and stuff, and he had to
Banned.
carry his raincoat around to cover it, and it's probably the way I learned
How to hide a boner.
what a period is.
Ugh.
Because one of the girls was all upset because
You should stop.
like talking. I'm just saying it was good for kids. I thought it was like
Coming of age.
It was like not. It was. I don't know if it's still this era, but it's an era in between. I feel like my mom's era when she was growing up. It's probably don't even mention anything about sex or whatever, and anything like that. And then my era was kind of like, okay, we're gonna kind of just provide you with some reading material, and that's the way we can get you to know this stuff. And I think now it's like you kind of think you should talk a little bit more openly about things, which sounds good on paper. And as they're little babies and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be that parent. I'm going to make it real open, and we're not going to. And then when they become teenagers and it's time to talk about that stuff, it's very comfortable for all involved, especially if like they don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
And anytime you start telling them anything, it's a big, that's just shut down. So
I think this is one of those
difficult,
more your era than Blake's, because that's the way I remember it. But I don't know. I think what you want to do is make it not be like full of shame.
Right. It shouldn't be taboo, but
yeah,
it still ends up being.
I feel like for me it kind of was.
It still ends up being a little weird.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that, Blake? And I don't know if it's different I don't know if dealing with a boy would be different. Because I think dealing with a boy might be easier.
Yeah, that's the stance I take. I mean, the big thing is just going to be porn with him.
Like, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
I remember, I'm pretty sure this story was told on the air, but in case it wasn't, one of our former coworkers finding his, very young son's search history.
Oh, no.
It's just hilarious. And, dude, I think about, having 56K modem and, if I could just get to her waist, I'll be fine.
Yeah, and everybody thinks the way they did it's probably better.
Yeah.
You were downloading torrent videos where you were hoping the title matched the video.
Right. Oh, God. This is just another Steelers wheel music video.
It's just another guy jerking it. I don't want to see this.
Carter might have little, Apple headsets.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Actually, his first sexual experience will be with Kim Kardashian.
That's right. Yeah. Virtually. I don't know why I felt like I needed to add that. I didn't.
Virtually? You think he's really good?
That was an entirely unnecessary addition.
Yeah, with 60-year-old Kim Kardashian, or however she'll be. Born on this day, not alive anymore, Charles Darwin, who invented evolution.
Sort of.
Before Charles Darwin, everything was always the same. Abraham Lincoln.
Noted debater of Frederick Douglass.
That's right. Born in a log cabin as well.
I've been to it.
When's the last time you guys messed around with a little bit of Lincoln Logs?
Oh, what a great.
So good, dude.
Boy, when I was a kid, loved it. And you know what? I love it now. And I think my dad and mom loved it too, because they had built that was Christmas morning. They built a big thing.
Oh, nice.
And it was there. And I was like, whoa.
That's awesome.
this is great. And then I got to wreck it and build my own thing.
Yeah, they had some at that children's museum that I went to in Fort Worth a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, I remember how much I love this. It's very therapeutic.
It seems you are not familiar with the Lincoln Log.
I played with Tinker Toys at my grandparents' house.
Tinker Toys are nice.
Sure.
But I could never, like, on the cover, they had these elaborate things you could build, and I could never do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think they had a Ferris wheel on the cover, and I could never do that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right now they dumb it down with the Lego sets that are built exactly for building that, and they tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
James Smathers, born on this day, he invented the electric typewriter, and he was born in Texas.
You ever typed on a typewriter, Blake?
No. It seems fun,
Yeah,
though.
for sure. I had family members that had them. It is fun.
And then you slide it over. Seems cool. But then you mess up.
I don't know
you
that
gotta
we
gotta
really
rip the
sold
page
the fun there, but yeah. It's a cool experience.
And Chris McCandless, subject of the book Into the Wild. Now, that's not Grizzly Man, right?
No.
The guy who went to live with bears.
This is the guy who lived in a bus, right?
But they both met their demise in the wild.
Correct.
Yeah. Great book. I just don't remember anything about it.
I've seen the movie. Is that Emil Hirsch?
Yeah.
And then died on this day, still dead, we have Tom Landry.
You know what I did not know, and this is going to make me a bad Cowboy fan? I didn't know that he was like an active, like, fighter pilot.
I just saw something on that this weekend.
Same
that must
here.
be why you're bringing that up.
Yeah, I knew he was in the military, but I didn't know he had flown like 30 active missions, like in World War II.
I guess it makes sense for somebody that age, right?
Yeah, but there were a lot of people that were just in the military. That's different from being like a fighter pilot. And Jerry fired him.
That's right. First thing he did.
I still, like I told you, I was rewatching old Super Bowl highlights, and he was, just like you said, calling in plays, like telling the running back, go run this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Couldn't coach in today's league.
That's a real coach.
We're all kind of doing different bits here right now.
What's today in history?
I don't want to go home.
The halftime score, 10-3, 10 plus 3.
Oh, no.
13. 2023 wins with Travis Kelce, 13. Plays on the game-winning drive, 13. And the number of the quarterback they took down, 13.
Of course, that number is very closely associated with
Taylor Swift.
Adios, mofo.